Hi, welcome to Kassy's Parlor. Today we're going to make a graduation card, or really any kind of congratulation card you could use it for, from products from the Maker's Movement. So we have a die and stamp set that are made to go together, really. The die set is called Winner's Ribbon, okay? And I'll show you all the pieces here, and we're going to use lots of them. And then it really goes with this stamp set called Say It Loud stamp set, okay? So we've got a bunch of awesome phrases and images. I love that star. That star can be cut out with that. So let's get to it. I'm going to move stuff out of the way, and I'm going to bring in the crossover 2 machine. Here's all my cardstock we're going to use. I'm super excited. Okay, so we've got the crossover 2 here, and if you've never used one or you want to learn more about it, please find my video on my YouTube channel, and I walk through all of the elements of the machine, how it works, how to use it, so that is really helpful if you've never used one before. Let me just move that a little bit. Here we go. Okay, so then it comes with these 3 cutting plates. That's all you need to get going. And it's got a dial here that you can change the width of your, that'll run through the sandwich. So we're going to just start with some of the dies, okay? And what I like to do, this platform is nice and big, so I can cut everything out kind of at once. Most of the time. So let me move those plates out of the way and let's start laying some things down. So I definitely want to use this kind of like ribbon starburst kind of die, and we're going to use this die and we're going to use this star a bunch of times, okay? So first, I'm putting all of these face up, okay, and then I'm going to place the cardstock on top of them. And let me make sure I'm getting the right one. Okay, so we've got some purple here. All right, and that has to go this way. All right, so just making sure that my cardstock is over that die all the way. Then I've got this ribbon here that's really cool. It's got scoring lines in here so that we can fold it down. It'll be really cool. So we're going to cut that out. Okay, and then we also have, let me make sure I've got the right pieces here. Okay, then we've got some white paper. Hopefully this is going to fit on here. I might have to cut this purple down just a tiny bit to make sure it all fits at once, because I really just want to cut it out all at one time. We're going to have to make a couple of passes because we're cutting out multiples of those stars, but I will show you that even with doing that, well, let's see if I can do it this way. Okay, let's do this, and then I can at least cut out 2 at a time, because this machine is super powerful. You can actually cut several layers of things, but we're just going to go with this for today. Okay, so hopefully this being thicker than the rest might be weird. I've never tried that before, but we're going to try it here today. And I actually want to use some of my mint tape to stick this down because I want to get as much use out of this white paper as possible, and I don't want this star moving around on me. So I'm just going to stick it down like that so it doesn't move. And now I think we're good. We've got several things here we're going to cut out. We're going to put our metal plate down over top of all of it, and then we will put our clear plate on. Okay? And let's go. I like to hold it down here on the side, run it through. Feels pretty good. I got some good resistance and pressure here. I'm just going to bring it back over and let's check and see what we got. All right, so beautiful. We've got our starburst there and that beautiful pearlescent kind of purple. That's going to be gorgeous. All right, and we got some scraps, so we're done with this one now. We only needed 1 cut for that. This is, oh, look at that. It's so pretty. And we're going to score that and fold it, and that will be awesome as well. Okay, and we're done with that. And then we need to make some more stars, but as you can see here, it cut out 2 stars, no problem whatsoever. So I'm going to cut out a couple more, because we are going to use this star to create a fun background, whoops, on our card. Okay, we're going to use it just a little bit different than you might normally do. So we're going to just put that right in the middle and put my metal plate over and the cutting plate. Okay, all right, run it through one more time. Get a couple more stars out of here. And hopefully that'll be enough. I think that should be enough stars. We'll find out. We can always cut more if we need to. All right, I'm going to take this mint tape off. I love mint tape. It can be reused over and over, and it's a low-tack tape, so it's not going to rip your paper or anything. It's pretty cool stuff. Okay, so we've got 2 more stars. All right, and that is going to be our background. Okay, so let's move on. I'm going to get this machine out of the way. I like to cut everything out at once, so then we can move the machine, and we can just assemble our card. Easy breezy. Okay, so now we're done with these dies. Okay, so I'm going to set those off to the side. We will be using the stamp set next. So I'm going to get that out. Okay, and excuse me. Okay, so now we've got our elements. So first thing I actually want to do is take, this is my card base, but for the top of the base. So the way this is going to work is I've got a matted layer, which is that same purple cardstock that we cut out of. So that is going to mat like this, okay? And we're going to tape some stars down and do some stuff to this background, and then we're going to build on top of it. Okay, so we're going to start with this background, and we're going to tape our stars down here, okay? So let's get some double-sided tape and just start sticking. All right. So I want them to be stuck down really well. So I'm putting a little extra tape here and there. Let's decide where they're going to go. I kind of like that there, and this one here. And then where they're sticking off the top, I'm going to cut that off and reuse those. Okay, so we'll have even a couple extra little like parts of stars. So then we're not wasting any cardstock, and we get a little more out of it. I love these stars. They're nice size. I would say they're probably like a medium size, and this is a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 inch card when we're all done. So, you know, standard size card, and this star is just the perfect size, I think. And the fact that you can use it, now I have chosen not to do this, but you could use it with this stamp right here and put "Great Job" in there, and how cool is that, and maybe lift it up and do some fun stuff with that. So we are just gonna use this as a background today instead, just for fun, do something different. Okay, and I've got this edge piece now. Ooh, I just barely, hold on a second, I want to get some more adhesive on the back here. I just barely kept both those points together, so that was lucky. All right, so then maybe I'm going to put these right here. You see, so it just looks like the rest of that star went off the edge, right? Okay, and then this one we'll just cut off the tip. We don't need to use that, it's just a tiny bit. Maybe we're going to use this one. Let's see where we could put this. Make sure it's already got adhesive on it. That's awesome. Okay, again, I can put this right here maybe. Actually, maybe it would be better over here. Yeah, so if you're going to do this style, ooh, they're almost touching, but that's okay. Definitely leave some room around your edges so that you can do this. Okay, I really like this one. I kind of really want to use it. Where can I use it? Right here. So the reason I'm focusing more on the edges too, and like leaving kind of a white space in the middle here, is because our, where did our starburst go? Here. Our starburst is going to go boom right here. I mean, that is the focal point, right? That's going to take up most of the card space. So we're not even going to see that middle part. So really, I'm just kind of making sure that I have good star coverage around the edges, okay? So the next step is going to be to use a couple of different kinds of sprays. I really love to make my own backgrounds, okay? And so my own background paper. So I'm kind of going with the gold and purple yellow theme here for you know, school colors. So I've got Dylusion's Pure Sunshine Shimmer Spray and Dina Wakley's Gloss Spray in Lemon. Okay, so I'm going to give these a good shake. And instead of spraying them, and having them go all over, I'm actually going to use a paintbrush. But before we do that, we actually have to use some clear gesso because this is just regular cardstock. And if I put this on here, it's just going to soak right into that paper and it's not going to give me the cool effect that I want. So I've just got some Finavera clear gesso here, okay, and I'm going to use my paintbrush first to put some clear gesso over this whole thing. And I don't even care about, you know, having it be perfect or like not seeing the paintbrush strokes. That's just going to add some interesting texture and fun to it, okay? But I do want to make sure it goes all over. So I'm doing that, and the really cool thing about gesso is that it dries so fast, okay? So whenever you're working with a cardstock like this and you want to do something fun and make your own background, kind of like we're doing, and use a spray or whatever, I highly recommend using either a white or a clear gesso to prime your surface. Okay, now my surface is dry, so I'm going to come in with the gloss spray and the shimmer spray. I'm going to open both the bottles, okay? I'm not going to use the nozzles for these. Will they stand up? Yes, they will. I'm going to brush this on, and I'm going to use 2 different brushes so I don't cross-contaminate for sure. Okay, so I'm going to start with, the lemon, all right? And I'm just going to stick my brush down in here, get some on here, and I'm just going to run it over, okay? And we've got a minute before it's going to dry. So then I'm going to go into the shimmer one. And really all I'm doing here is getting some different variation in the yellow color and also, you know, different kind of finish, because the dilution one has a shimmer to it and the lemon has a gloss to it, right? So that's what I'm doing. And I just want to mix them up, get this stuff all over, and get a good amount on here. Now it looks kind of messy and kind of not that good, right? So we're going to use some water. Okay, a little bit all over, and then we're just going to let it kind of run back and forth and blend on its own. I love when it can blend organically. It really looks cool. It gives it kind of like almost a watercolor effect. I need some more water in this thing. Okay, so there we go. It's moving around. It's pretty. Okay, I love the way that looks. We are going to let it dry now. Okay, so now this background is dry, and look at how cool this is. We've got some awesome stars, we have some shimmer, we have a little bit of gloss, and the two-tone of the yellow, and I think it looks fantastic. It's going to make for a great base for our card. Okay, so we're going to set this aside just for a little bit while we do some stamping and embossing. Okay, so the next thing is going to be just using this for under paper for the embossing powder. We're going to use some Versamark ink, and we are going to emboss this Congrats stamp onto that purple piece that we die cut earlier. Okay, so we're just going to get this guy out of here and get my stamping platform, or my block anyway, and we are going to use gold embossing powder from Imagine. All right, so I'm just getting everything prepped. Okay, so I've got my gold embossing powder ready. I've got my ink pad, and when I'm embossing, I just like to have everything ready to go so that you're not fumbling with the packaging or whatever, and you can just kind of get it done and make sure nothing dries too quickly. All right, so then I'm just going to kind of center this on here. I'm not being too particular, you know, but you definitely could if you wanted. You could use a stamping platform to make sure you had it just so. All right, and get embossing powder all over this. And it's my favorite part, the reveal here, before we, there, ooh, it's going to be pretty. Can you see already? That's going to be a nice bright gold. Let's see. Get this gold embossing powder cleaned up. Put back in the bag here. So easy to do. All right, and then let's emboss this guy.
Ooh, look at how pretty. Oh, I just love embossing.
So now we have this part. So now I want to take the banner that we made, and so see these fold back and forward. Hold on, fold it back, fold it forward. So then you have that cool kind of, you know, folded announcement banner type thing. Pretty cool, I think. Okay, let me see if I can do it correctly. Let's see. All right, there we go. So now we have the like a 3D kind of banner, very nice. And we are going to stamp and emboss on here. So I'm going to put this guy away, and then we need to pick a sentiment. I really like "You Are Totally Amazing." So I'm going to pick that one. There's a lot of good ones though. "You're the best around," "I'm so dang proud of you," "Nothing can stop you now." Those are the ones that will fit on here. Okay, so this you could also use a stamping platform if you wanted, just to make sure it's nice and lined up. But we're just going to do it this way. Okay, using my Versamark again. And when I do words like this, I try to not press too hard because it can get kind of smushy looking. So, and I'm just going to center it on the banner, give medium pressure, and then lift. Okay, and now this time we're going to use black embossing powder. Okay, here we go. That's going to be gorgeous. All right, tap it.
Look at how pretty.
I haven't even embossed it yet. It's so pretty. I love the gold with the black. You could even do purple here if you had a good purple embossing powder and keep that, you know, keep that theme going, but the black looks really, really nice too. Okay, so let me go emboss this and we'll put it all together. All right, so that is now ready. Okay, so I think at this point we are ready to assemble our card. Okay, on the bottom here, and this is just paper to paper, so you could use any kind of double-sided tape that you have, or whatever adhesive works best for you when you're building your cards. All right, so this I want to be a little bit popped up, so I've got some pop dots here, dimensional kind of foam dots. So okay, so I've got the pop dots on here, and just gonna put this in the upper kind of 2/3. We are going to put this on here, and we're also going to pop it up, and I think it will be nice just right down here. Okay, so put some more dots on here, and now I'm just going to center it. Okay, make sure it's nice and straight, and then stick those little tails down. So pretty. And then we're just going to adhere all of this to my card base. Okay,
And there is our card for today. A really fun mixed media kind of card, making our own background with the star die cut and doing some really nice embossing on the top here. This could be, you know, for a promotion or new job or retirement or graduation, anything you want to congratulate someone for. And we did it with this awesome Maker's Movement stamp set and die set that work so well together. I hope you enjoyed this project, and for more inspiration, please subscribe to my channel and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos. Thanks so much for hanging out. Bye-bye.